Sup, dude? Love.
Peace.
I'm sitting here or there?
I'm not ready for you yet, bro.
Oh, I thought we were rolling. Cooks, I've really missed you, this week. Almost felt like we were in a long distance, no? I don't know what it is, but I just need you around me.
I woke up at 4 to pee and I came out and your hands were, I swear, like you were passed out, but your hands were...
This is one time I have, you know my assistant, right? So she was sleeping on the bed next to me. So I thought I was looking out for you and then I was like, oh.
Did you cup a feel?
No.
Oh, you got all this? Are you going to keep this?
Yeah. That's what we do.
Baby, do you want a beatbox?
Yeah, I do. Cookie and cream. Cookie and cream. Chal bas, now bye.
Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to our favorite podcast in the world,
Cookie and Cream!
I'm your host with the most
Beautiful wife.
Chinmaya Sharma, aka Scubachino, and who the fuck are you, bruh?
My name is Hriya Marfatia Sharma.
And you've gone back to your Let's Be a Host.
And I'm the cookie to this cream.
And we're genuinely a little... Why are we so nervous today, cooks? Today's episode 9. And you've been jittery since morning because we're doing something that's extremely frowned upon. Is something
and also
wrong?
Outside our comfort zone.
No, I'm fucking comfortable. I'm chill. Do I look nervous to you?
You have been a little nervous, but you don't look
That's because the Mumbai Indian shoot is happening in 3 days. I'm fucking petrified. Today, I think I'm going to kick your ass, even though it's not competitive. But I think we very recently found out that couples therapy is something that you don't have to do when things are going bad.
Shit hits the roof.
Just the way you do physiotherapy when you're perfectly fine to get better physically.
Yeah.
I think I very recently found out this. You can look at me when I'm talking to you. Thank you. You're really nervous, huh, cooks? And I think Runjhun and our team took a little while, but we found someone amazing who we had a little bit of a chat with the other day. And I'm a little jittery because it's literally, when you do therapy, you're literally putting all of your personal life details out there.
I'm jittery because in my head, I think you and I are perfect. But I just want to understand that what is the analogy our therapist has for us.
You're scared of what she might say.
I wouldn't use the word scared.
Like if she said that you guys are not meant to be together, then what are you gonna do?
Possible.
I gotta shit the bed?
No, that's not possible. What I mean
I gotta jump on and say, what? Who the fuck are you, bro?
I might.
Okay, so on that note, let's just bring on our lovely therapist who's actually... Did we make you wait a little bit? Sorry we made you wait. Sumedha, come on in. What's up?
Hi.
Welcome to... Wait, let me just adjust the mic. Welcome to Cookie and Cream.
Hello.
Please make sure I win this. I'm going to say...
There's no winning or losing.
I saw some love, mutual admiration, love for shoes happening outside, and she's like, oh my god, love what you're wearing.
I just
That's
commented.
That's a game. Let me tell you, right now she's trying to get into a good
I'm
book.
going to send you a picture. I have the same shoes.
No, she's quite capable of buying it today. And Cook, stop sucking.
I don't have so much free time that I'm going to sit and buy shoes. I have the same shoes.
I think we do need therapy too. I think it's safe to say. So we just right off the bat, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, I'm Dr. Sumedha Tiwari. I'm a psychiatrist. I did my MBBS and then I did my MD in psychiatry. That's a 5.5 course MBBS and a 3-year course in psychiatry, and since then I've been practicing.
How true is it? Because we very recently found out that there's a massive stigma about, oh my god, you're doing couples therapy. What the fuck? Like, are things on the rocks?
Why can't you solve it on your own? Why do you need an outsider to help you?
Yeah.
These things come up, no?
Yeah, these things come up, and this is one of the major reasons why people don't approach a therapist or see someone with respect to their mental health, and they wait till things are really wrong, and they wait till the last, like shit hits the roof, but they wait till then.
You can use whatever language you want here. You don't have to
blasted, I think, fucking all like 5 times already. There's no holds barred.
I also feel like if there are cracks in a relationship, you might think people don't notice it, but I think people can notice it. So let's not worry about what the world has to say. Because the world is not going to save your relationship.
Yes.
You go save it.
Yes.
I think I'm a decent judge. Like, I can read those things and I tell Chino that, I think
you're doing this for brownie
couple,
points? Again?
And?
Stop impressing. Okay, we just get
I'm
into
so good at this though. I can't help it if you're feeling jealous. That's your problem, buddy.
I'm not jealous. I don't know what I am.
I think you can tell. Like even something as silly as through Instagram, you can tell if a couple is having like a relationship.
Oh, she has a great sixth sense.
Yeah.
Dude, there've been times where we know somebody, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And she, dude, trust me, there's an issue. And then 3 or 4 weeks later, they'll officially announce that I fucking told you so.
Yeah.
So you've got a great little. But I tell you what, the first time I had wasabi in my life, the chef said, please don't breathe out when you're breathe in when you're having it. This is the first time I'm doing couples therapy. Do you have any
Suggestions for us?
any prerequisites that we should
No, just put your guards down. Don't worry about anything, any
Shake it off on that
judgments.
note. I've been nervous.
Okay. So how do we how do you start a session?
Okay, so I begin by asking people why they are. I know this is not the conventional setting.
Right.
I begin by asking the couple why they are here for, what are the issues that they are facing in their marriage. Generally, people have issues, which is why they approach us.
Right.
If they come with, if they come to me and say, no, we don't have any issues, we just want to see if everything, like you guys are telling me, and I'm sure
awesome.
that is the case.
You never know. That's the thing. I
We'll
think
find out now.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I know that there's no marriage that's perfectly perfect.
Yeah.
We do face issues, but I think there's nothing that I would want to say. You know what? This is what I can't stand about her. Like there's certain things about her on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah.
which we work with. Do you want me to go first?
Go for it.
I think with us, I feel our biggest concern genuinely is communication at times. Communication in terms of, and I've discussed this on previous episodes where assumption, like I thought you would. Like for me, I'm a very, dude, can you call for a soup or can you get me like dessert or do you want something? And then yes, no, and that. And then with her, I feel a lot of times that I'm that I like you to say, but day before yesterday when you saw I was there, you could have done that. I'm like, you'd have just told me, because whenever you do, I'm more than happy to sort you out, my lord.
I think I expect him to read in between lines because I'm easy to read is what I feel, but clearly I'm not.
Give me an example.
I have an example. Can I bring it up?
You may.
Like yesterday, a driver was there for duty. I didn't know he'd called him, but I still took a rickshaw and then an Uber to get to my wherever I had to go and come back. And by the time I'm home, Chinu was like, give the driver chutti. I'm like, but I didn't know the driver was there.
Okay.
We didn't even argue about it, but we were like, bad communication.
No, from your end.
Yeah,
because
mine.
the day before
But I
yesterday,
called
she
for
is
the rickshaw in
very
front of you.
vocal. Like I was in front of her when I said, today is your holiday and you have to come tomorrow, which you knew. You just had a brain fade moment and then you got angry at me for a little while. Like, why didn't you? I'm like, bro, I told you. That's actually a great example of, but that's just you being slow.
Lost,
yeah, which is okay. That's we laughed about it.
But yeah, these are the
But
kind of...
we don't fight. These are our fights. We'll have like 6 of these a day.
Yeah.
But we sleep laughing instead of like we realized very early in our marriage that
Sleeping angry is the worst thing you
Yeah.
can do. Talk it out. You might agree to disagree, but
But
talk
you
it
never
out.
talk it out. When I
You talk
always
it
have
out.
to say, just
Yeah, he
end
talks
it
it
now. There's never been a fight where you've come and said, dude, you just go into a cocoon, which I've realized is I think that's your defense mechanism.
That's also because I feel like I might not say what if I say something that might trigger you? Because subconsciously I know you're anyways going to bring it up. So that is also something I'm very aware about.
But you also like make a lot of these promises and don't follow up, and they're just like, yeah, okay, fine. Like for example, okay, chal, I'm gonna get you this, or we'll do this, or we'll go here, or I'm gonna, oh shit, you like this, chal, next week, done, bro. And I'm like, what happened? I don't have time right now. I'm like, but you literally, like, your own words have no weight. And then she that's something also I think you do very often. I'm like, so, and then you just be like,
I'm agreeing with you on this. I can't even deny it.
why are you being this victim?
I know.
Oh no.
I agree with you because I realize it, I do it, and I don't think that
You instantly won.
it makes sense why Chinu thinks that my words don't have enough weight, because I'll say something and I'll probably not do it on time. I end up doing it, but sadly he has to remind me to do it. I am a lost person. I'm very lost in my own world, and that is what causes this. Like if I could probably have a diary the way I have for my bridal work, for the things that
You
I
promised
say to you
him.
that I'm going to do,
Yeah.
I'd probably be amazing at it, but I don't have the time to do that.
But see, that's what I mean. You've understood that. Okay, fine. This is the problem. So
I've
the first step
rectified.
is done. Yeah. Now we move on to the next step.
Yeah.
Which is let's do something about it. Like
What do
how
we
you
do about
mentioned
it?
about having a diary. Not for everything.
I answered my own question.
Yes.
Therapy. It's for everyone.
Why didn't I meet you sooner? No, but what I'm trying to say is that I know what why this ticks you off, because even I kind of sat back and I tried to understand, what if Chinu did that to me? I would be furious. But I'm bad. I should maintain a diary.
Yeah, and I'll also
nice
tell
thing.
you guys another thing is that if you keep having like this thing that you brought up and she accepted, if this keeps happening over and over and over again, after a while either it'll build up and he'll get frustrated and then you'll get frustrated, or he'll completely give up. You know, like when you're saying that
I don't want you to
"Achha, theek hai,
give
I'll
up."
do." Yeah, and in both these cases the relationship will get affected. So there needs to be something. And if you're okay reminding her about the things that she's promised, or do you think that
This is not the
when you're
reaction I get at
reminding-
home, but
Yeah.
this is not. Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah, at
It's,
home I'm definitely
it's a
more
what?
like, what
No,
is-
I don't have the fucking time.
I
dude. I'm
never
like, but
said
you
it, and he's like, yeah, you did, and I'd be like, oh shoot, I did. I
Yeah.
did say it. I'm.
Yeah.
And then I have to be like, but you know what, Cooks, let's do it tomorrow. Then I'll try to butter him up, which is obviously like me trying to salvage the situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But it just takes away from the happiness that he would have felt.
That's
if
true. It's
you
like
would have
stealing a
followed
candy
through.
from a kid.
Yes.
I'm a
yes.
kid. It's super candy, bro.
So what I feel is that we as a couple, touch wood, we have our flaws, but there is way too much love. Like, it makes me cry just thinking about the love that I have for my husband. He's my best friend. He is my biggest critique when it comes to my work. Everything
Critic.
I can't do without
Just
him.
did it
Okay?
right there.
But I don't feel the need to agree with everything he says or does.
Yeah.
And because he is such a vocal, vibrant personality, and I'm also quite a moofat, I don't want to say something that will bring his mojo down. So I feel like, how can I communicate it in a very polite manner that, no dude, I don't agree. I'm saying this very calmly right now in front of you, but in the
Yeah.
situation, this calm doesn't happen. In the situation, I feel like, how should I just put this in his head? Ki, you are wrong. How can you not see that you are wrong? But in his head, he thinks he's right.
Correct.
So even though there is love,
Do you have an example?
something as small as,
You haven't come prepped, have you?
if I need, like there might be something like, my style is not your style.
She put up I'll give you an example. Cooks, you've come. That was, I think, a little vague.
That could be vague, sure.
Like her, in terms of like, because I've worked in a digital, with a digital platform, and we did lots of content, and I was heading the entertainment vertical. I know what content ideally looks like, which is why even my communication with our producer is like very like, bro, this is what's working, this is what's and there's so many times where she'll put up a reel. I'm like, dude, this is too long at the end, right? And it's not like right now the algorithm says or whatever, like 7 to 10 seconds is what your reel should be. People are getting, they have a 1.5 second and then they're
Correct,
shifting,
yeah.
blah, blah. And she'd just be like, no. I'm like, it's not me versus you. This is me trying to help you. Similarly, with certain things that she wears at times, I'm like, you go out and you still get 5 compliments. You're a good-looking person, but this is not what you match with this. And which I think then she gets. Maybe it's also the way I say it might be wrong.
Yeah, can I give one more example?
Oh, now you're
Yes.
now
Okay,
you're.
so for example, we live in a joint family, okay, and his
What?
way...
No, we don't.
Like a nuclear family.
It's literally the
Sorry, it's
opposite of
nuclear
a
family. So his way of speaking with everybody is very different than mine.
Correct.
I am probably a little more polite, as to say. So he thinks that I'm probably not putting my point across better or something like that. But I'm like, no, but this is the way I communicate. I don't appreciate the way you communicate, like in some matters.
Yeah.
So I love you, but I don't have to speak your language.
Yeah.
I will communicate my issues my way. So that is where I'm like, there is so much love, but I also wish I could communicate that to him in a very polite way that we don't speak the same language. Even though we might want the same outcome, we don't speak the same language.
And why is it that you're not able to communicate this to him? What are you afraid of?
I'm
What
not
is the
good
fear?
with communication. I get it. I know that's my flaw, and that's why I want to ask you, how can I improve it?
By doing it. And also,
what
he has
if
to
I
give
trigger him the wrong way?
Oh, yes. So this is what I asked. What is your fear?
I hate fighting with him.
But why are you assuming that it will end in a fight?
The maybe he might say something that will probably hurt me so bad, and he does not intentionally mean to hurt me, but he'll say something that might trigger an emotion that goes like somewhere up and down, and I don't want to go through that feeling.
But
I
so many
want
times you
calm
say
around
stuff.
me.
So many times you say stuff, and I genuinely like the other day you said something about something I said at home to mom before she left, and I instantly, it was a critique, and I said, yeah, you're completely right. So like that's why would you think every time I'm gonna just be like.
Because you have
do
a
that.
way of putting a point across which is solid,
I mean, it's
but
a
it can.
mass generalization. I genuinely think it's you are scared of confronting problems in life, is what I think. Like, I think you're just too, because I've seen, especially with, like, there'll be things you
I'll
will.
probably try to
Yeah, so I think your problem is
deal
not.
with,
Is
like
not
if the
that,
problem is here, मैं ऐसे चली जाऊंगी. I'm not going to
unless it's me.
face the
Then the
problem
motherfucking fangs
bang
are
on.
out.
Because I feel like if there is a way to do it in peace, I'll choose peace.
Fair.
But there are some problems that don't require peace. Like you have to.
No, but tell me this. With respect to the communication that you're not able to have with him because you're afraid that you might...
Stir up an argument.
Yes, yes. Has it happened in the past where you've tried to do this and this is... it's not ended well?
No. It's always ended well.
Where is this coming from? Has it happened with maybe somebody else and not him?
It's just my personality to not argue with anybody. It could be friends, family. I don't know, I just don't like controversies and loud, like I'm not okay, like I start shaking.
Okay.
My heart starts beating fast, so I avoid it.
Can we go a little to your child?
Sure.
How was your childhood?
Beautiful. I have had a very healthy upbringing. Loving parents, loving sibling. My grandfather was like the best person.
So I'm assuming that you were never scolded badly by anybody.
Mummy ne bada डांटा है because I was very poor in academics.
Yeah.
So my mom used to always be like, beta please पढ़ लो. But वो तो basic. लेकिन ऐसे कुछ nothing that is left a scar in my mind.
Okay. Is either of your parents or siblings also the same? Like when it comes to...
No, they are very good at confronting. They have
Yeah.
a problem, they talk it out.
If it's talking to someone on Zomato, then of course you'll handle things very differently. Or talking to your mom. But
Yeah.
I think apart from that,
What
you
do
all
you-
are very similar in terms of you all won't go head first into a
Yeah.
not combat, and I'm the exact opposite. Like I see a problem, I'm like, what? Like
Yeah.
let's and that comes from, for me, it comes from a very deep place of me and my brother both not being very okay with authority. Like whenever someone, it's a big trigger for both of us.
Okay.
Like if someone says you have to do this, like
The
even if they
rebel
think
inside
right.
of you, yeah.
Sorry.
The rebel inside of you just wakes up.
And it comes from a very controlling grandfather from back in the day. Like I think whatever then was overpowered by the love and nurture that my parents and my brother shared. But I think my granddad was a very, very controlling person, which is why since childhood we've seen that, and which is why I respect authority. I still I'm still a product of a boarding school, so you know exactly what seniors are and how you're supposed to treat them. But I think for me, it's just if someone says you have to do this, like even if they're 100% right, I don't like that tone at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I just have a very good bond with people and I will address a problem. I feel like, but in my way, in my time. And sometimes that time is running short.
Yeah, see, that becomes problematic because then issues just keep piling up not just in the relationship but also in your head.
Can I ask you one more
Yes.
question? How do you address to that? Like, is there some kind of homework you're supposed to do before addressing it? And what is that homework? Because I have to do trial and error. Otherwise, there's no.
So I'll tell you what. Don't pick a time when you guys are already emotionally triggered. Because if you pick a time when both of y'all are emotionally triggered, then wo problem will never get solved. It'll be more finger pointing and it'll be more name calling and shouting, and the issue will not be resolved. So first you pick a time where both of y'all decide that, we need to address this issue. Let's just,
But a little timeout is healthy now.
Yes, absolutely. Because there are some people who are just not able to think. Most people are not able to think straight when they are emotionally triggered. And there's a biological reason for it. There's this part in your brain which is called as amygdala. When the amygdala is like you're emotionally aroused and your amygdala is stimulated, you'll not be able to think straight. Thinking straight is your frontal lobe that's doing all the work. And that gets inhibited when you're emotionally aroused. And then there is this concept of emotional memory. So when you're in a certain emotional state, and especially associated with the negative states, it's just like how, some people have blackouts during when they've had a lot of alcohol, and they'll forget about everything that has happened to them in that state. But when they're again in that state, when they've had a certain number of drinks, they'll remember events.
Really? Have you ever been blackout fucked?
No,
That's
but I know
good.
of people.
I've
who
never
have
been. And the day that happened, I'm gonna quit drinking.
I know of some of my friends who have.
Clearly, it's not their therapy session, is it?
So, no. So emotional memory, it just so happens that when a fight is going on, like I think something similar you mentioned, a fight is going on, and then everything that's happened in the past, वो सब याद आ जाता है कि that one time you did this,
मेरे से
this
नहीं
one
होता है
time
पता
you
है
did.
that is her I am actually she's very bad at the memory game.
Yeah.
Actually, she's worse than me. I'm like, give me one fucking example. And she's like,
क्या याद रहेगा?
yeah, you lose your. I say, okay, you know what? You're saying this, no? Give me one example. And she's like, you know what? Fuck you, bro.
I'll be like, I don't know.
No, but
But
what
you bring up
essentially I'm
stuff.
saying is that the emotion remains and the memory remains, even though you're not able to recall it, but it's still inside you. So anything, and I'm telling you this, that ठीक है अभी नहीं याद आ रहा है, but if the situation reaches a point wherein things are really bad, then एक करके all these things, like you'll be able to remember them, and then वो regrets बनते जाते हैं. So take a time out if you're not able to in that moment, ठीक है, but have a, like 2 days later or 3 days later, whatever, whenever you're ready for it, let him not always be the person who wants to talk about it.
Are you going to test me in our next argument?
We barely argue anymore.
But if
luckily,
we do?
dude. Like our arguments are, dude, why the fuck did you not get the bed sheet changed? And I'll be like, oh shit.
But even though we think
suck
we are
it.
petty, we can still, we talk about it, yeah.
No, we never talk about a bed sheet change.
Pillow covers.
Yeah, she'd be like, oh, you fuckface, you drooled last night. Why didn't you get the pillow covers changed? You know how much bacteria on that shit. And that's probably the last little. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, dude. But that's it. What are the things you have to hate on me?
That it gets really tough to live to your partner's expectations.
Ouch! What do I expect from you?
You expect me to be more outgoing. You expect me to put myself out there more because you see that I can do
That's
better,
true.
but I'm not. Sometimes it gets uncomfortable for me to put myself out there, and I want him to realize that, but he's constantly the driving force that no, you can put, and I'm just like, okay, I'll give it a shot, but then if I don't enjoy it, I don't, but he will not want me to give up, and I'm like, but thanks for believing in me, but maybe I just don't want to do it.
Can I?
Yes.
Or would you like to?
No, please
I don't
go
know
ahead. No,
that's
go
why I
ahead.
put my hand up like it's school.
Go ahead.
So for me, like I might have a billion bad points about me, but one of my strongest suits is I know how to read someone. Like I'm amazing at reading, gauging and understanding. It's also part of my profession now.
Correct.
I have never till today pushed her for something I know she cannot excel at. For example, I am crazy about football. And there was a small phase that she wanted to play. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, come on, that's my dream. Like, I'm getting to play with my wife and She played, didn't like the experience. Oh, for the first time, you don't like enjoy anything that's new. And it was all girls. I remember I was also coaching. And she gave it her best shot. I was coach. I saw her. And 2 months she tried her best. And she said, dude, it's not happening. I said, bounce. But for things where she puts in no effort, gives it one shot.
Like
and
what?
Like this podcast, this episode, for example,
Okay.
she did no prep, right, for our call. 10 minutes before we were going, she was also traveling, which is fair enough, and she's very
getting a
busy
bride ready.
this time of the year, not throughout the time. Anyway, sorry, she was traveling. She did 3 countries in 5 days, and then 2 places in India. But she had ample. She can't lie to me because I know she had 5-6 hours till evening where she was completely vela, sleeping, chilling, swimming, doing her thing. She had an entire beach day. So, if you haven't put in an effort, you're like, I'm more comfortable, that means you're lazy. You're not, which I hate, that's another trigger for me, is just not giving your best. Not saying, not 110, but even a 90. And 10 minutes before a call, which of one of the heaviest episodes we're having, she's like, okay, you take the lead, I'll follow. And I said, follow? How will you follow? Do you have anything to talk about? No. I can tell for this episode right now also, which I'm sort of ticked off about, is I've come with examples prepared. That's the idea of therapy, because we're televised. It needs to be palatable as well as insightful. I'm feeling right now she's being, I might be wrong because you'd be the best judge, but just very vague.
I hear you.
Why the fuck are you not being that other person
I
today,
hear you
dude?
because you're coming right by you getting facts. Say something stupid. You're not saying anything stupid. But you see this thing that I. It's not about you. So I don't get why is this I coming? Like
I do that.
I expect this and I let it go but I don't care about I. It's either
That's
me
true.
or us or we.
So what if she doesn't care about the podcast and you do? Or like she cares for it less than you do?
Oh, see, that's not a problem. For me, the problem is before we started this, we had because at that time, I had a very long off sabbatical from work. She, on the other hand, was smashing it. Right? So for me, it was borderline, like this podcast is a brainchild of just me not wanting to stagnate. Like, I need to do something. I just need to get my thoughts out, all of this pent-up frustration, creative juices flowing. But I said, you don't need to. But I told her very clearly, if you're in this, dude, don't half-ass it.
Yeah. But what if she is this person?
Like,
How
it
much
needs-
can you change another person? Like, she's not trying to change you, right? She's not trying to make you like her.
Interesting. Yes, I do agree. For me, again, I'll tell you what, I think it streams back to communication. I'm just someone who needs straight up.
Yeah.
I don't like doing the, right? So if you've said something, I would expect you, generally, I mean, that's the bare minimum, is like, if you say something, stick to it. If I've had a heart-to-heart, for example, saying, baby, why don't you work on X, Y, Z? And she's like, you know what, that's true. And then you completely zone out, don't do it.
You put your best foot forward, I put my best
But you
foot
don't.
forward.
Like this episode, for example, I'm giving you examples. The episode before that with Sharanya, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritties, but there were certain things that I told her exactly that happened with the Prajakta episode. That was a beautiful episode.
Can we not just talk about only the podcast? Do you have anything else, any other pointers?
But that's a perfect benchmark from week to week, no?
Okay, question to the both of you. Why do you think people lie?
To get the easy way out.
Why?
They don't want
Because they don't want to go
Deal
through
with
the
the-
hardship of dealing with the truth. Or maybe the
What
truth is something
else?
they can't handle.
What else?
Why do you lie? Why do I lie? I lie because I don't want to hurt someone else.
Yes.
I lie because I don't want to hurt people. Yeah, that's the only reason why I would think of lying.
Why else?
Why do I lie? Maybe we take the easy way out. Like, I think just, avoid confrontation, avoid a sticky situation.
But this is the most common reason why people lie. To not hurt the other person.
I don't like hurting him. It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, the majority of the times she's lying to you, or she's, I think, also trying to avoid conflict is because she does not want to hurt you.
Yeah, and
So
that could
can
be
we-
quite
Oh, I don't want to
combative.
see that side to him. I don't want to see that side.
You're painting like a fucking...
Even I'm
No, but you're making it sound like I fucking lose my shit and I throw like tantrum and say fuck this shit and
No, not like that. But it's like
that's what you're making it sound like, bro.
confront.
What is a confrontation? Tell her.
And what is the worst that will happen if you do confront him?
Like I call her a
Nothing.
fuckface, and then she'll be like, "You dickhead,"
Nothing
and then I'll
worse.
go to the bathroom or she like, "You don't get the fuck away," and then 5 minutes later I'm like, "What's up, bro?" And then she like, "Fuck you, bro," and then we just cuddle
Hug
and
it out.
watch some shit on Netflix.
We just hug it out. We're like, oh shit, we both know who is wrong. And we know that.
So if
There are
there's
times I am wrong.
nothing to lose,
Yeah.
why go that way?
You know, Cooks, I think I'm going to stop lying to you now. I just realized in this conversation that what's the worst? We'll just hug more by the end of it because we'll make it up. Because let me see what you got, son. Now,
I'll fuck you up, bro.
I'm going to try that.
What, lying more?
No, trying not to lie at all.
Just
Just be more.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess. And space.
What's the one thing that you completely dislike about me? Because you have not
Nothing.
said anything. You don't dislike anything about me.
A fashion sense from a lot of.
Yeah, talk sense,
I'm
please.
kidding. That's a joke, bro. Partly.
Don't joke with me. I'm asking you a serious question right now. And I mean it.
Like, what do I hate about you?
Because I feel like I'm speaking my heart out while he's just trying to be like, I'm trying to push her and I want her to be a better person.
Who's been
Fuck
giving
that.
more
You.
negative feedback about the other person? Yeah, dude, I'm only
No,
saying.
but ठीक है, valid question. Not hate. Hate is a very
Dislike.
strong word. Yeah, things that bother you about her.
They think that I don't like the way I do to her. Like, I know for a fact I'm someone who hates giving, like, I have that puppy love syndrome where I want to love someone all day and all night. So I don't give her enough space. And I think that is something I hate about me for not doing to her. But every time I try, I'm like, dude, today, don't bother her. Let her be in the room, go out. And like 5 minutes later, like a puppy, I just come and say, what are you doing?
And I need my space.
What are you
I don't
doing?
know. It's
What are you reading? Cup
It's-
cuddle.
Like that's something I don't genuinely dislike, hate anything about her. I told you communication.
Yeah.
That is something I genuinely, it triggers me that why the fuck can't you just not tell me what the problem is? And her thing, which is now the second point I'm going to say right now is reduced a lot now, is bringing up things from the past and using that as a weapon. When at that point she didn't talk about at all.
Yeah.
But I think that's a mundane point because now that barely happens.
I have one more point that I want to talk to you about, but once you finish this discussion.
Sure, but let me speak. I've constantly been used to her saying yes,
Yeah.
and then I expect it out of her.
Okay.
For example, something as simple as if she had to, we have certain things in the room that I take care of, certain things she takes care of. So I know for a fact that of late she always used to fill the bottles in the room in the night. If she does, like now it's become a why didn't you?
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not something I hate about her. That's something I do take advantage of her.
And like I said, like I've just realized that I need to probably work on myself, learn to say no. It's okay, you might hurt people on the way, but I don't want to live with that guilt or sleep with that guilt that shit. I could have said yes, but I don't have to say yes for everything.
You know, you'll have to practice the hell out of it and then the guilt will disappear.
Yeah, I think eventually the more you say,
Because
the
these are
less-
inconsequential things. I mean, filling up the bottle, yes, these are things that happen on a daily basis. But he's also drinking water, you're also drinking water. Either you come up with a system of, personally, I have come up with this system in my house
What's
because
your system? Tell us.
every week we share, like we switch
1 week,
whoever.
1 week.
Yeah. Because filling up bottles is like a task.
It's like why?
Yeah.
You also do it
But
at
it
a
has
time
to
when
be
yeah.
done because I don't want to be dehydrated at night.
Yeah. But come up with your own systems and with the saying no, you can't say yes to you can't always keep people happy.
The thing is that deep down there is that people pleaser seed in me.
Yes.
Which I'm trying to, on a very, I'm being very aware about eradicating. that.
Unless it's me, because you're constantly fucking. Hi mom, hi dad, fuck you bitch! that's what it feels like sometimes.
That's a lie.
No, but
That's a lie.
Who won? I'm kidding. But what would you think if you had to tell us some of the problems you think you see a little?
How do you sum it all up for us?
See, the thing is, this is hardly a session. One
Yeah.
session is not enough to
Of
sum
course.
anything up. But see, you guys understand each other and you understand yourselves also. You know what the issues are. It's not like you're completely unaware about what's going on in your lives. It's just that maybe you, instead of having this escapist kind of an attitude,
Yeah.
you know, try and face situations a little head on. Try. Because it's only when you try, you'll fail a few times,
Yeah.
and then eventually you'll manage to find your way through, right?
Got it.
And I don't know, like how she said maybe, and how you also said that sometimes you take her for granted.
I do.
Yeah, that's about it. Like, give her space, kind of act.
How, man? I think I'm too dependent on her
Repeat
for
it.
certain things.
Give
I
her
know
her
it's a problem. That level, what you said, level 1 I've reached, but I don't know what to do after that. Like,
By doing it.
Just
When she
chastity
says no, just respect her no.
but I like to be with her. Dude. It's too much of a problem. I love her too much.
But you need to understand that
What
I
the
need
fuck?
space to grow. Chico.
I do realize
I need
that.
space to grow. I
Hey
need
dude,
my
the kind
own
of
time.
tres leches you've had last night, you're growing quite well. Let me just
Shut
say.
up.
You fucking smashed that milk cake tres leches.
We have
Was
a
it from
therapist.
Magnolia?
Yes!
I had it too.
Oh my, it's so good!
It's so
Oh my fucking, how good is
the
it?
first time when I said, "Ooh, this is so good."
How good is it?
Yeah, you had it last night as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
It's a wango.
3 things you think I should work on, 3 things she should work on. From this little
Chat.
chat that we've had. Like my biggest, like where do you see that, dude, you should definitely work on this. Like you said, communication for her, maybe overbearing on her for me.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 other things you can tell us off the top of your head that you saw that you think I should genuinely work
You know,
on.
you come across as a perfectionist to me.
He is.
And that doesn't always help you. It impairs your personal growth at some point. Forget about the relationship, but like you, because there are some things where also perfection is a very relative term. What you might find perfect, the other person might not, and what you might find perfect today, 3 years from now, it will
Is-
change. So if you could
Wow.
just think of everything in relative terms instead of absolute terms, I think that should help.
Wow, that is so. And that is something I do genuinely all the time. Everything is absolute. Like there's.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that's goosebumpy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's actually very. Thank you.
I think we know that we always.
You know what? I feel like I wanted to I
Give her a
knew
hug.
This, yeah. This has to happen. This has to happen. But I kind of when
I'll just
know
shake your
what
hand.
you were
Thank you so much.
I know what you were going to say, but I had to hear it from you to just for it to
Yeah.
dissolve.
And on that note, thank you for calling for an extra large portion of
Kukki and
Cream. Alright guys, this is a special message. Big shout out to Graffiti for hooking us up with these.
Super cool sweatshirts, and their link is mentioned down below. Please go check them out.
And yeah, dude, they're super comfy, super snug. So check him out. Thank you, Graffiti.